Hi, I'm regularly beflanneled comedian and Brussels sprout enthusiast Dan Umphin. This is Evan Williams, and this is my cat Barry Allen. Yeah, I named my cat Barry Allen. I love The Flash. So let's talk about The Flash. The Flash is one of DC's oldest superheroes, originally created as Jay Garrick by Gardner Fox and Harry Lampert in Flash 1 in 1940. The original character had a doughboy helmet and little wings like Mercury. This figure doesn't have them. In 1956, the character was revived but changed into Barry Allen, a new Flash who has been the Flash of the DC Universe on again and off again for the last 60 years. Created primarily at that point by John Broome and Carmine Infantino. The current incarnation of the Flash has had 2 live-action TV series, whereas Batman's only had 1. And beyond that, there's a live-action movie that's coming out here pretty shortly. He was featured in Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice, as well as all the cartoons, except most of those are Wally West. But hey, who's counting? But as much of a Flash fan as I am, I have some serious questions about his powers. See, the Flash has this thing called the Speed Force. It's the source of his powers that allow him to go fast, but it also takes care of the scientific minutiae, well, major physical forces that act on him while he's running. It takes care of inertia and friction so that he doesn't completely burn up, and it also allows him to negate physical constants like breaking the speed of light. Yeah, Barry Allen can run faster than the speed of light. It allows him to still hear things while he's running at a speed faster than sound, and still see things while he's running faster than light. But there's something that they haven't actually talked about, and that's calorie consumption. It's still a human body. You're still expending energy. So that's the question. How much would the Flash actually need to eat to do anything? When you're running or you're walking, you're burning calories. Well, you're burning calories when you're doing anything. So, how many calories does it cost to walk 1 mile? Well, your body burns about 110 calories walking a mile. Strangely enough, it doesn't burn that many more calories if you're running. Only 135 calories per mile. But that adds up really quick, even if you're making a short trip, not running 7 times around the world. But let's just calculate what calories it would cost to run across the United States. Let's take it from Los Angeles, California to New York City. That's 2,804 miles. Multiply that by the cost to run a single mile, which is 135 calories. That's 378,540 calories. That's a massive amount of calories. And you're going to make this trip in a split second? Where are you going to get all those calories from? You've got to find an incredibly nutrient-dense food. The burrito. Possibly the pinnacle of human culinary achievement. A delivery device for tortillas, beans, cheese, sauce, lettuce, tomato, and everything else that comes on one of these babies, and they pack a calorie wallop, averaging around 1,150 calories a piece. Some of them go up as high to about 1,500 calories, but that's a lot of calories. But you need calories to run 2,804 miles across the United States. That's 378,540 calories, if I recall correctly. So that means that in order to do that, you need roughly 330 burritos to get across the U.S. That's 330 pounds roughly, too. You have to consider the actual weight. These babies weigh about a pound apiece, and they're delicious. You can't carry them the whole way. You're probably going to have to eat one roughly every 8 or 9 miles, somewhere in there. But if you can find a burrito place. So if you can't find a burrito place, you're going to have to carry them with you. You know what? The carrying with you thing isn't even the grossest part. It's what you do on the back end, right? You can't carry 330 pounds of waste with you the entire way. There's a Flash. Now the Blob, unless his costume for some reason has a boom boom tube in it, sending all of the leftovers to Apocalypse, you're going to have to cut a flap in the back. However, I would go ahead and argue that's probably one of the most effective things that the Flash could possibly do. A group of parademons showed up, and they got assaulted and beaten up by guys constantly eating a burrito, running circles around them, shooting and punching them in the face. I don't think they'd come back to Earth. That's a pretty good recipe for probably the best superhero you could imagine. Now, of course, I'm not asking DC to make the Flash a burrito guzzling, speed shitting, face punching superhero. I'm just pointing out the obvious. They have to explain it at some point. Make it that the Speed Force changes his metabolism so he can eat like a regular person, but it's been established in things like Young Justice that Wally West has to eat a ton and loves it. They've never explained where they put the rest of it, you know? But on the other hand, you know, what would you call a guy that can eat 330 burritos in under a second? Yeah. That man is a hero. My pick of the week is Depth by Matt Kindt. Kent's one of my favorite writers, and he just wrapped up a series called Mind Management, which is fantastic. You should read it if you can get it in trade. I've got all of the issues. It's beautiful. He's also writing stuff like Divinity and Divinity 2, rather, for Valiant, as well as Rye and 4001 AD. He's a fantastic writer, incredibly creative, a great illustrator in his own right, and you should absolutely check it out. This is the first issue. Second issue comes out this week. Thanks, everybody. Stop in, grab your comics at Cape's Cafe. Thanks. Oh yeah, my bourbon pick of a lifetime. It's Evan Williams. It's a drinking man's bourbon for a working man's price. Give me free Evan Williams.